Welcome to the Kimchi Redneck Doggy Playroom.
Yes, and the Doggy Update Center.
Yeah, we figure we haven't given you guys an update on doggy life, and Suki Dog gave us all quite a scare last week, so we thought we'd kind of give you guys a heads up as to how everybody's doing. We'll start with the oldest and the crotchetiest.
Yes, so she's feeling better now, but we'll throw a couple pictures up here. She was looking rather pathetic last weekend.
Yeah, she had a bacterial infection, which caused a higher temperature for her, so she had a fever. She has stones in her urethra, a cyst in her bladder, her stomach liner was inflamed, and her white blood cell count was insane. So she ended up on lots of steroids, antibiotics, and fluids. We had two nights of fluids, and that we were fortunate that the vet was able to let us take them home to do fluids at home. But that was a long couple days for us of fluids.
Yeah, if you've ever had a small dog and tried to put an IV in it, and they don't like to sit still for long. Trying to keep her still for 2 days while she put like twice her body weight in saline through there. The first day she felt so pathetic, she just laid there.
Like literally when she needed to go to the bathroom, she cried for us to go help her go pee. So we'd have to go, and she couldn't stand because she had the catheter in her arm and the IV still sticking out. So one of us is holding the IV bag up, the other one's holding the dog.
The doctor, designed some little arm brace out of wire to keep her legs straight, so she's sitting there trying to peg leg around.
It worked really well.
It did work surprisingly well, but she was not real fond of it.
Of course, she wasn't eating during that time, but now she's back to eating, and tonight she whined at us for the first time in over a week, so we know she's feeling much better.
Yeah, she hadn't whined for food in days.
And she was irate about it. And she hasn't been eating her normal food either.
But as you can tell, today she's
feeling good.
She's feeling better. She's back to the ridiculous amounts of licking.
So let's see, we'll go into May May next, since she's right here. May May is pretty happy, except for the fact that Suki is now eating again, because that means she doesn't have plates to clean.
She doesn't have as many leftovers.
This is our dog that likes to clean up all the leftovers in the house. She has taught Mommy a new trick as she comes to the bedroom door at night when I go take my shower and waits to get her gas X for the night. So that way she gets 2 gas X every night.
Dog has chronic stomach problems and takes gas X, otherwise she'll wake us up in the middle of the night because she's too ladylike to make a poot.
Or to burp.
Or to burp.
She does the occasional burp. The truth is this poor dog, my baby, probably shouldn't even be here with all of the issues she's had between her allergies, her stomach.
She's allergic to pretty much everything.
She's allergic to us. She's allergic to dust. She's allergic to grass. She's allergic to everything that she loves. So.
And she loves grass.
Yes, she goes out and she just kind of torpedoes into it. Minnie Moo is feeling great. Minnie Moo has her toys. She just wants to play. We redid our main room, our living room, to make it more Minnie Moo and dog friendly and work friendly. We realized we didn't really have that many visitors that often, so we weren't really requiring that much seating.
So we moved our computers into the main room, and we moved our Korean couches and whatnot back into what used to be the office. So.
And we got rid of our other couch.
Yeah, we actually got rid of the
big
couch.
Of course, last weekend we temporarily needed that space, and so we ended up having to move our guest bed, which is an extra large twin, in there temporarily.
So we had someone to put the dog on so she
could chill, which worked out really well because everybody got to be together. The new setup works really well. We're a little more productive, so they have time to chill in the rooms that they're most comfortable in. We have time to get videos edited and.
It's easier to get to our computers if we don't have to go around and turn the other room on and all that. If we can just kind of meander over to the desk and sit down.
We also didn't have a pee pad back there, and we didn't really need them wandering around the house.
No, there's that too, yeah.
So this makes it much more convenient.
Not much else going on. We just wanted to let y'all know that Suki Dog is still. She's recovering. She's getting back to her spryness.
Y'all, she scared me so much last weekend that I literally had the conversation with Chuck that it was time to start making some plans for the best day ever, because that is one thing that I fully and firmly believe in. If they're sick to the point that we know we're having to make decisions, They each will have whatever is like the best thing. Like we know that Mayhem's best day ever is eating all of the food that she has been wanting to eat for 10 years now.
And rolling around in the grass.
And rolling around in the grass and not being told she can't do any of that. And that therefore that will be like in her best day ever plan. Sookie's is probably going to include a lot of eating as well because that is her best day ever and lots of special quality time. And Minnie Moose is going to be playing with all the toys that she's ever wanted and any food she's ever wanted to eat that she's been said no to. And yeah, so we will at some point craft those special days for them. We don't look forward to having to craft those ideas, but we know that with senior dogs, that is a very important decision you have to make. We are forever grateful to my best friend Jamie back in the States, who is Dr. Parnell, is their vet back in the States. One thing I will say, guys, if you have a veterinarian in your life, you've got pets, you've got a veterinarian who loves your children, be kind, be loving, thank them, thank their staff for everything they do, because you guys have no idea the amount of absolute BS they put up with on a daily basis from people who don't appreciate them or who think they're trying to just make a buck. And I can tell you for a fact, knowing multiple veterinarians, that the ones that I've had the experience of working with and dealing with, they do everything for their babies. Minion and Mayhem's very first vet was allergic to them. And he was in practice for over 28 years, I believe, before his allergies finally got to the point where he had to leave the practice. Not because he wanted to, because it was his passion, but because he had to for his health. So when I tell you you should take care of your veterinarians, take care of them, love them. There is a very high suicide rate for people in the veterinary profession, and it's really sad. So thank you to the veterinarians out there. We are forever grateful for all you do for us and our babies and for everyone else's babies too. We couldn't be pet parents without them, could we, Chuck?
No. So, yeah, like, subscribe, do the internet thing. If anybody wants to submit to our Buy Us a Coffee to help pay for vet bills.
Thanks, Sook.
You ain't cheap. We'll see y'all around.
You're so adorable.